You walked into the room and forgot why. Not because you're careless, not because you're old. By the age of 70, nearly 1 in 3 adults begins to show signs of mild cognitive impairment. It's not dementia. It's not disease. It's the brain slowing down quietly. You feel sharp during the day, but at night something shifts. The words don't come as easily. The thoughts feel heavier, and the silence gets louder. I've heard this from so many patients over the years. They say, after dinner, I just feel foggy. And I get it. It's not your fault. It's not even just age. It's chemistry. As we get older, the brain produces less of what we call neurotransmitters. Tiny messengers that help your brain think clearly, remember names, stay focused, and feel emotionally balanced. When those signals fade, your thoughts slow, your memory stalls, and you start to feel like you're drifting, even when you're wide awake. But here's the good news. Your brain doesn't shut off at night. It rebuilds during sleep. It resets chemical messengers like acetylcholine and serotonin, the ones tied to memory, mood, and focus. But it can't do that job without the right materials. That's what this video is about. Not pills, not programs, just 3 simple everyday nuts. Nuts that support your brain chemistry quietly while you sleep. And if this is your first time watching, I invite you to subscribe. There's a lot more we can still reclaim together because sometimes the clearest mornings start with what you do the night before. If I asked you to name a brain food, peanuts probably wouldn't make your list. They're cheap, they're common, and for most people, they're just a salty snack in a plastic jar. But inside each peanut is something the aging brain is quietly begging for: choline. Choline is a nutrient your body uses to produce acetylcholine, one of the most important neurotransmitters for memory and learning. Without enough acetylcholine, brain cells struggle to send clear signals. You begin to feel slower, less connected. You start forgetting names, conversations, tasks you used to handle effortlessly. And here's the catch. As we age, our natural production of acetylcholine declines. Worse, many older adults don't get enough choline from their daily diet, especially those who've cut back on red meat or eggs. This is where peanuts come in. Despite being technically a legume, peanuts are one of the most choline-rich plant foods available. Just a small handful, around 30 gr, provides over 25 milligrams of choline. That's a significant boost for something you can grab from your pantry, but it doesn't stop there. Peanuts also contain resveratrol, a plant compound shown to support blood flow to the brain and reduce oxidative stress. In a 2020 study published in the Journal of Clinical Biochemistry and Nutrition, older adults who consumed resveratrol daily for 12 weeks showed measurable improvement in verbal memory and mental flexibility. These findings are no accident. The brain thrives when it's fed compounds that reduce inflammation and protect nerve endings, and that's exactly what peanuts can deliver if we eat them with intention. I once met a retired bus driver named Howard. He was 74, sharp as a tack in conversation, but told me he struggled to recall new names at church. He started adding a small portion of unsalted peanuts after dinner 5 days a week. 2 months later, he told me with a smile, "It's like my brain remembers to pay attention again." That's the power of targeted nutrition. Now, to be clear, peanuts won't reverse Alzheimer's. They're not a miracle, but they can provide your brain with a missing piece, especially when paired with quality sleep and a low-stress evening routine. And the way you eat them matters. Always choose unsalted, dry roasted, or raw peanuts. Avoid sugary coatings or processed snack blends. The goal is clean fuel, not artificial stimulation. Eat them slowly, ideally after dinner, about 1 hour before bed. This timing helps deliver choline and resveratrol into the bloodstream just as the brain begins its nightly repair cycle. And for those with dental concerns, a small spoon of natural peanut butter can offer the same benefit. Just check that it contains no added oils or sugars. One more note, if you take blood pressure medication or have a history of severe allergies, speak with your doctor before making peanuts a daily habit. For most people, though, they're perfectly safe in small, steady portions. So the next time you pass by that jar in your kitchen, don't think of it as just a snack. Think of it as a tool, a way to help your brain reconnect, one quiet evening at a time. In the next part, we'll look at another nut. Creamier in taste, gentler in effect, but just as powerful when it comes to keeping your thinking calm, focused, and emotionally balanced, even as the years go on. Cashews don't look like much. They're soft, a little sweet, and often dismissed as filler in the trail mix bag. But beneath that creamy texture lies a quiet strength, one that speaks directly to the aging brain. As we age, one of the most overlooked changes inside the brain is the gradual disruption of GABA and serotonin, two key neurotransmitters responsible for emotional balance, mental focus, and sleep quality. When these chemical messengers decline, the results aren't always dramatic. They're subtle. You start feeling easily overwhelmed. You lose interest in reading, in talking, in engaging with things that once brought joy. And when you lie down to sleep, your body is tired, but your thoughts keep spinning. This is where cashews shine, not through stimulation, but through quiet restoration. First, let's talk magnesium. Cashews are one of the richest nut-based sources of magnesium, a mineral essential for hundreds of biochemical reactions in the body, especially those involving brain function. Magnesium plays a critical role in regulating GABA, the neurotransmitter that quiets brain activity and promotes mental stillness. Without enough magnesium, GABA production slows and the brain stays on high alert even when you want to rest. A 2016 randomized trial published in the journal Nutrients found that adults over age 60 with low magnesium levels were significantly more likely to report poor sleep quality, difficulty concentrating, and increased anxiety during the evening hours. In that same study, participants who received consistent magnesium support experienced improved sleep latency, reduced nighttime restlessness, and better next morning cognition, even without any other changes to their diet. And cashews do more than just deliver magnesium. They also provide tryptophan, a natural amino acid that serves as a precursor to serotonin. Serotonin is often called the feel-good chemical, but in older adults, it plays a more vital role than just mood. It helps regulate mental energy, control emotional reactivity, and even supports memory formation during sleep. When tryptophan intake increases, the body converts it into serotonin, especially in the presence of carbohydrates, which are often consumed during dinner. That's why eating a small portion of cashews after an evening meal may quietly support your brain's serotonin cycle through the night. The science backs this up. A 2022 meta-analysis in the Journal of Psychopharmacology reviewed over 20 clinical studies and concluded that consistent dietary tryptophan intake was associated with improved emotional regulation, better sleep onset, and enhanced task-related memory performance in aging populations. Even the fat profile of cashews matters. They're rich in oleic acid, the same monounsaturated fat found in olive oil, known to reduce inflammation and protect neural membranes by maintaining the structural integrity of brain cells. Oleic acid helps support sharper thinking and reduced cognitive fatigue. Of course, none of this works if cashews are consumed the wrong way. Commercially roasted cashews often come with added oils, preservatives, or excess salt, all of which can negate the very benefits we're looking for. Instead, choose raw or dry roasted cashews with no added ingredients. Stick to a portion of about 15 to 20 grain taken 1 to 2 hours before bed. This window gives the body time to digest and absorb magnesium and tryptophan before the brain enters its active repair phase during deep sleep. Now, if you have concerns about calories, here's something to keep in mind. Multiple studies have shown that moderate nut intake, especially in the evening, does not contribute to weight gain in older adults when paired with a balanced diet. In fact, a 2019 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults over 65 who consumed nuts 3 to 5 times per week had better cognitive scores, improved metabolic function, and no significant change in body weight over a 12-month period. So the next time you're winding down and reaching for a snack, consider choosing something that does more than fill you up. Cashews don't just help you feel calm, they help your brain feel connected again, balanced, steady, and quietly working while you rest. In the next part, we'll explore one of the most powerful natural allies for nighttime brain repair. It's darker in color, stronger in impact, and proven to help the aging brain rebuild what time tries to take away. If peanuts help your brain remember and cashews help it stay calm, walnuts do something deeper. They help the brain repair. There is a reason walnuts resemble the shape of the human brain. That similarity is not just poetic. It reflects their unique nutritional role in neurological health. As we age, one of the biggest challenges inside the brain is structural decline. Neural membranes become fragile, connections between brain cells weaken, and overnight repair becomes less efficient. This is where walnuts stand apart. Walnuts are the richest nut-based source of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. Alpha-linolenic acid is converted in the body into DHA and EPA, two compounds essential for maintaining the integrity of brain cell membranes. Healthy membranes allow neurotransmitters to move efficiently from one neuron to another. When membranes are damaged or inflamed, signals become weak, delayed, or distorted. A 2018 study published in the journal Nutrients showed that older adults with higher intake of alpha-linolenic acid demonstrated improved working memory and faster processing speed compared to those with low intake. But omega-3 is only part of the story. Walnuts also contain natural polyphenols that reduce oxidative stress in the brain. Oxidative stress accelerates cognitive aging by damaging synapses and impairing nighttime neural repair. In 2020, researchers writing in the Journal of Aging Research reported that walnut consumption was associated with reduced markers of brain inflammation and improved synaptic plasticity in adults over 60. And there is something else that makes walnuts especially powerful at night. Walnuts naturally contain melatonin. Melatonin is not just a sleep hormone, it acts as a signal that tells the brain when to begin its deep repair cycle. When melatonin levels are supported, the brain enters deeper stages of sleep where memory consolidation and neural restoration occur. A 2017 clinical study in the Journal of Pineal Research found that dietary sources of melatonin improve sleep efficiency and next-day cognitive performance in older adults without the side effects seen with synthetic sleep aids. This is why walnuts are not just a brain food, they are a timing food. Here's a short example I often think about. Margaret was 71 and complained of waking up mentally exhausted. She added a small portion of walnuts after dinner most nights. Within weeks, she reported clearer mornings and fewer moments of mental blankness during conversations. That small habit mattered. Now, let's talk about how to use walnuts correctly. Always choose raw or lightly dried walnuts. Avoid sugar-coated or heavily roasted versions, as heat damages omega-3 fats. A portion of about 15 g is enough. Eat them 1 hour before bed, ideally after your last full meal. This timing supports melatonin signaling without disrupting digestion. If chewing is difficult, walnuts can be soaked briefly or finely chopped and mixed into soft foods like oatmeal or yogurt earlier in the evening. One important note, if you take blood-thinning medication, walnuts are safe in moderate amounts, but consistency matters. Avoid sudden large increases. Walnuts will not stop aging, but they can slow the damage that aging leaves behind. They help the brain rebuild quietly, connection by connection, night after night. In the next part, I will show you how to bring all three of these nuts together into a simple daily plan that fits naturally into your evenings without stress or complicated rules. And that is where real change becomes possible. Let's keep this simple. You don't need to count grams. You don't need to change your entire routine. All you need is a small, steady habit done at the right time. Each evening, about an hour before bed, take a quiet moment for yourself. In your hand, gather a small mix of 3 familiar nuts. Not too much, just enough to feel present. A few peanuts, a few cashews, and a few walnuts. No more than what fits in one gentle handful. This is not a snack for hunger. It's a message to your brain. You're giving it choline for memory, magnesium and tryptophan for calm, and omega-3s and melatonin for overnight repair. Eat slowly. No TV, no scrolling, just you and this quiet act of care. If your teeth aren't what they used to be, no problem. You can swap the whole nuts for a spoon of natural peanut butter or stir a few chopped walnuts into a soft bowl of plain yogurt. Cashew milk, warm and unsweetened, can be surprisingly soothing in the last hour of your day. The key is rhythm, not perfection. 4 or 5 nights a week is enough to begin seeing shifts. Deeper sleep, a lighter mind in the morning, more clarity in everyday moments that used to feel just a little out of reach. You don't have to make a ceremony out of it, but let it be a pause, a way to remind your body that healing is still possible. Even now, if you're on medication or managing a health condition, it's always smart to talk with your doctor before adding anything new, even something as gentle as this. But for most people, this ritual is not just safe, it's nourishing, and it works with your biology, not against it. No pressure, no punishment, just presence. So tonight, when the house is quiet and the lights go dim, take a moment for your mind. Let your food be your signal. Let your sleep do the rest. In the final part, I want to speak with you from the heart, not about what to eat, but about why this work matters. Because healing is more than nutrients. It's also belief, and you are not alone in this. If you've made it this far, thank you. Not just for watching, but for staying with your health, for showing up for your mind, for believing even just a little that your best days are not behind you, because they aren't. You see, healing the brain isn't about chasing perfection. It's about feeding it what it needs gently over time. It's about building a rhythm your nervous system can trust and giving your body permission to repair in its own quiet way. One handful of peanuts, one spoon of peanut butter, one moment of stillness before bed. They may seem small, but inside your brain, those small choices speak loudly. They say, I still care. They say, I haven't given up. And your brain listens. Night after night, it responds not with fireworks, but with quiet clarity. You start remembering what you forgot. You finish the sentence you almost lost. You feel more present in your mornings and more connected to the people around you. That is not just food. That is resilience. And it is still alive in you. So whether you're 70 or 80 or anywhere in between, know this. It's not too late to protect your mind. It's not too late to feel sharper, lighter, more like yourself again. You haven't missed your chance. You've just begun. If this video has helped you, even in a small way, I gently ask you to like it, share it with someone who may need it, and leave a comment to let me know you're here. And if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe. There's more waiting for you, because this journey of memory, of clarity, of wholeness is one you don't have to walk alone. I'm Dr. Alan Mandell, and I'll see you again very soon.